Let me actually now show you 6 questions that we think are key questions that any organization can ask to see if your digital transformation is on track to deliver all the value that it could deliver. So against those 6, number 1, the business-led technology roadmap. The question we would ask there is it grounded in business value and is it business-led? And we've seen many cases where a chief executive might stand up and declare that the business is going to go digital, and then every individual business unit might go off and do something and create their own digital plans and so on. But that's different from a business-led technology roadmap, because there is really the duo between business and technology that's needed. And it really needs to be aligned across the full business. It's not just the kind of stacking on top of the plans of each of the business units. So that's the question for number 1. Number 2, on talent, we would ask, do you have a skills roadmap that is as detailed as your technology roadmap, right? Do you really have that same level of specificity in your skills? And we don't just mean your technology skills, who you're going to hire and so on, but also your business skills, how you're going to develop your business leaders to be able to get most use of technology. And increasingly for large companies, we find that's as big a lever as the hiring on the technology side. Number 3 is agile delivery. And here it is, are your business leaders, your technologists, and your control functions really working together, right? Do you really have that enterprise-wide agile at scale, and are they continuously delivering improvements, not just episodically delivering improvements? Do you really have the CI/CD pipeline, the delivery machine set up that allows them to work together well and to keep innovating and keep delivering and releasing improvements? Number 4, technology and tooling. The shorthand question here is your digital transformation powered like a tech company? What do we mean by that? Again, we don't necessarily mean full core system replacement, but what we do mean is, have you been able to create flexibility, often a variabilized cost structure? Have you been able to create enough investment potential around supporting the business versus keeping the lights on? And have you been able to build or extract a platform that contains your data, your business logic, and the services that you need to power a transformation? And again, we've been extremely impressed by how far people are able to go with that platform-based approach and in a modular fashion. And if you do not have a technology-based approach that looks like that, often using public cloud, you're going to find it quite hard to attract the technology talent that you need. Number 5 is data management. I talked about that on the previous slide, but maybe the point I'd emphasize here is, do you have the data governance and the capabilities that you need? And usually it's a federated data governance, where there'll be some aspects that are centralized, but many aspects that are decentralized into business units and business functions with clear data definitions and data standards and data and protocols around data safety and the like that allow the broad and continuous use of data. So a simple dipstick is, how many people in your organization are using data, and are they relying on monthly reports, or do you truly have continuous data? And then in addition to that, where in your data management approach are you creating competitive advantage? So how are you combining your internal data and your external data in a way that only you as a company or an organization can do? And then number 6, organization and operating model change. And one simple metric here is, are you investing at least as much in conviction and ability to act as you are in technology? And this is not something that comes afterwards. And this is not just traditional change management and communications. That's important, but it's not just that. What it is about thinking all the way through to the front line and thinking about that all the way from the beginning. There's too many digital initiatives that get stuck at value identified in a model, but not value delivered all the way to the front line. So as an example, if you're developing an algorithm-based approach for a sales force or for a field service organization, how do you involve them at the beginning to say, what would an algorithm need to have before you're going to be comfortable adopting it? And then how do you involve them appropriately in the creation of it to really ensure that adoption happens from the beginning rather than after the event? I'm going to close with one more thought, which is that actually a lot of this isn't new. There's many aspects of digital that are new, but most business leaders have been through transformations. And really, this is a transformational approach enabled by some new technological approaches. And if you think about what happens in any transformation, there's a current state where you are today, There's an end state where you're trying to get to, and there's an activation barrier to overcome. And you want your transformation to be exothermic. What does exothermic mean? You want it to release energy from your organization. You want it to give off the heat that's trapped inside your organization, rather than you want it to absorb all the energy and you want it to trap heat, as so many unsuccessful transformations end up doing. So what do we take away from that? It isn't just about top-down conviction. It's not just the senior management or external commentators saying digital is important and will change the world. It isn't just about technology choices. Of course, technology choices are important, and of course, technology choices can unlock tremendous value. But what it's actually about is a coordinated set of moves focused on creating value for your business or your organization in your specific context.